Edmund Burke said, "Evil can exist only if good men do nothing." The Legionaries, I guess it looks like one heck of a lot of people have gone off in the corner and are still in the fetal position. We live in a society where secretly so many who are called to do something are frozen in fear. It's almost as if we're living an episode of The Twilight Zone. Those over 40 understand that reference. Yet, what the disciples still don't realize is that Christ is the light that has already defeated the darkness. That is why Easter is not something that we need just to understand with our intellect, but to experience with all of our heart. It is in our heart that we hide so many of our fears and insecurities. It is our heart that needs to be conquered by God's love, by Christ's love, by the power of his resurrection. To be able to follow Christ, the first step is to overcome our own fear and darkness. That doesn't mean we're going to be able to eliminate it, but it means that it is not going to control us. We need then to acknowledge those fears and to truly deal with them. Every decision, challenge, or cross will be met with conscious or subconscious fears, fears of failure, fears of not being good enough, fears of where this next decision may lead me. But unless we go into the light, we will never realize that we are asking ourselves all the wrong questions because we have lost the correct perspective or paradigm. You see, when I'm in the center of my existence, my insecurities, my ego, my glory, my vanity will always distort reality. It will become a funhouse of weird mirrors. But when I begin to live the reality of the resurrection, and can start from that point of view, from that paradigm, I realize that I already possess within me a power that can do infinitely more than I could ever imagine or ask, as St. Paul would say. This is the power flowing from the resurrection that has already transformed who I am. That has already transformed who I am and I have received in my baptism. So why don't we believe in this power? Why does this power go unused? Why do we lose hope so easily? Knew a friend who bought a Ferrari, and his wife didn't know how to shift gears. And so he would take this Ferrari out. It would go 190 miles an hour. And he said, "No, you're not going to learn how to shift on the Ferrari. You know, take lessons, but you're not ruining my Ferrari." Well, one day he goes on a trip and she takes the Ferrari out. And she's able to put it in first gear. And so she's going down the road and she just puts the gas down. And she reaches 15 miles an hour. I mean, the engine is gunning, the RPMs are out of sight, and she's going 15 miles, and she just trying to get into second gear, and she can't. Finally, she comes back. She's all frustrated. This stupid Ferrari. It's not everything they said it was. And at times, I think that's what happens to those who are called to be apostles. Oh, I thought the priesthood, I thought this mission was more. And yet we're going around in first gear. It's insane. let's talk about gears for a second. I bet you've never heard about gears in a house, but you will. First gear, what is it? It's the knowledge and the power of the resurrection. That's easy. We're all there. We all can go first gear. Second gear, to truly believe that you've already been transformed by the power of the resurrection. Our spiritual work is to deepen our awareness. That's why we go to adoration in Mass. The more aware I am of what's already happened within me, the holier I become. It's a work to deepen my identity and to leave behind false identity. An identity that I carry from the world, from the devil, from all the lies of my past life. It's a ball and chain that we do not have to carry around. It's what makes me insecure. Who are you? Can I truly say with all my heart, when I look into the mirror, I say, I am the beloved of my Heavenly Father. I am a temple of the Holy Spirit. I am a new creation. I'm filled with divine life. I am holy, chosen, and beloved. You see, we've already received the greatest of treasures. We don't need to accomplish anything. We just need to correspond with His love. We don't have anything to prove. This transformation frees me from my ego and insecurities. I am beloved. I am the beloved. And that touches the deepest part of my soul. If we truly understand this, we are the luckiest people on the face of the earth. And that's why we need to seek every day the things that are above. Too many Christians follow the teaching of Martin Luther. And we think we're being humble. No, I'm no good. I'm just a vile dung heap. There's nothing good within me. I'm no good. Poor me. We need to stop being Protestant. Self-pity is the worst lie the devil can tell us, and it will separate us from the power of the resurrection. So, second gear, truly believe that I've already been transformed and have that as the base of what I do. Third gear, it is no longer I who lives, but Christ who lives within me. This is the perspective that sets me free. And I need to ask all questions in this light. What do I really want? What shall we do? No. It's not about me. Not about how much it's going to cost. Do I really want this apostolate? Do I have the qualities for this? We need to get out of the center. The question is, Lord, what do you want? What is your plan? And we need to let go of everybody else's expectations. Your parents' expectations, the world's expectations. And there's only one set of expectations we need to grab onto, and that's our Lord's expectations. And those expectations are that we love Him with all our heart, mind, and will. Fourth gear. We're starting to get some velocity here. And that's dependence on Christ and His grace. We need to reevaluate what success means. It is to do the will of the Father, and all fruit comes from Him. Those who seem to have all the stellar qualities, the ones who depend on self the most, end up crashing and burning. Brothers, fathers, it's not about us. But Father, I'm weak. Join the club. What did Paul say? When I'm weak, then I am strong. God's power is made perfect, not in our strength, but in our weakness. So the apostolate then becomes about the power of the resurrection flowing through us. And many, many times we will never see the fruits, but they are there. They are there. 5th gear, overdrive. Okay, we're flying now. If we can get to this. And this is this total zeal for souls. That souls are more important than I am. And that we have confidence that we have something incredible to give. That we are leading people to everlasting life. That's what we do. What do you do? I try to lead people to everlasting life. And you? The consequences of our life are eternal. Don't you think that doing things for Christ, leading people from darkness into light, from pain into joy, is the most incredible thing in the world? And if we value one soul, everything has a different perspective. If we live for heaven and to get people to heaven, everything changes. And we're able to leave our fears behind, and they will no longer hold us back. Just came back from the Holy Land. We went to Caesarea Philippi. And it's interesting because Caesarea Philippi was probably the worst, most sinful place in the world. It was the sect of Pan that practiced just about everything. It was the most immoral. I mean, they had it down to a science of how good they could practice immorality. I mean, they really did. That was supposed to be funny. Wow, tough group. So, Jesus brings his disciples there. And he goes to the front gates. They said they were 15 feet high, made of iron. And he says, who do people say that I am? Peter, we know, says, you are Christ, Son of the living God. And he says, Peter, upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Do you know that this temple is built into this huge rock that's a mountain? Upon this rock. What an image. I will build my church. On top of all of this, evil. And it will crush evil. And the gates of hell. There was a spring that came up that becomes the Jordan River. And it was so deep that they thought it was bottomless. So they thought it went straight to hell. And you know what it was called? It was called the gates of hell. So he's looking and saying, look just how terrible this is. And we thought our generation was the worst, right? We always do, right? But he's looking at this evil and he says, the gates of hell will not prevail against us, against love, against our mission. Do I believe that? And by the way, have you ever seen gates attack anybody? Look out, here comes the gates. Woo! We just avoided those gates. Wow. No, gates are to hold people out. And saying love will conquer everything. In the Legion, we've been given a Ferrari, and don't you ever forget it. We need to be so overwhelmed by the gifts that we have in our vocation as legionaries. But we have an obligation to learn how to get to 5th gear. Mediocrity is not an option. The consequences of our holiness are eternal. Don't think you're doing a great job by going around in 1st gear, running down the halls of the novitiate, making a lot of noise, going 15 miles an hour. We are called to hit those gates in fifth gear and demolish them. That is what the power of the resurrection, that is the confidence that we have in our mission. Let us embrace this power today and renew it every single day of our own vocation. May God bless you, and may God bless your mission. Our mission.